Hi, I'm Charlie, and I'm going to briefly introduce acceptance and commitment therapy, or ACT for short. ACT is a really good name for it because a lot of the change that can happen comes through doing things differently and trying out new solutions to problems that maybe we've just tried doing the same thing in response to before. And it can be broken down into three main areas. So the first is doing what matters. So working out what we call your values, which is just the things, the people who matter to you. Sometimes it can be easier to think, what do I admire in other people, or how do I want to be remembered or seen in the world? And that can give us a clue as to what our values are. Another question that can be helpful is, if I fast forwarded 10 years and look back on today and thought, how do I finish these sentences? I spent way too much time doing, and I didn't spend enough time doing, then again, that might provide some clues as to what your values are. And from your values, we can work out the actions that you need to commit to doing to do those values justice. And once you've got the values, the actions can come naturally, or it might be just working out what's going to be most helpful to move in that towards direction. You might notice I'm using the words towards and away quite a bit. So towards means towards those things that matter, those values. And away is to do with when we get hooked by things, feelings and thoughts that perhaps are unpleasant, and they can pull us away from the stuff that matters. So another part of those three main areas is opening up to the fact that if we are moving towards the things that are important to us, it might bring up uncomfortable thoughts and feelings. So if we want to make a change, then we might have to speak in front of people. And when we think about speaking in front of people, that might make us anxious, might make certain feelings change in our bodies. We might feel tense, our heart rate might speed up, we might be worried, we might even visualize ourselves clamming up in front of these imaginary people. And so opening up to the fact that that probably will come up, those feelings will come up, but using what we call in ACT unhooking or diffusion practices to notice them, let them be, but not get caught up in them, almost imagining those thoughts and feelings just flowing past and accepting that that is a part of doing what matters, and remembering that if we're doing what matters, then it's probably worth it. And the third main area is being present, so being in the here and now. Often when we're stressed or uncomfortable thoughts and feelings come up, we can get pulled into the past and remember historic events that maybe didn't go so well or cause us to cringe. And that can mean that we're there, we're in the past, we're not in the here and now. Equally, we can get pulled into the future, so we can have almost a flash forward to an anticipated doomsday event that may or may not happen. But if we're in the past, the future or the past, we could miss out on what's happening in the here and now. And so being present is just about noticing what's happening around us. Mindfulness sometimes can be seen as something that needs to be done in a very structured way, that maybe you've seen people sat cross-legged, breathing, following their breath, or with their eyes closed, doing a meditation. And that is a really good way of doing mindfulness, but there are other ways. There's simpler, perhaps more accessible, everyday ways to be mindful. So you could mindfully brush your teeth, for example. So when we're brushing our teeth, often, I know I do it, we're away thinking about the things that we have to do during the day or the things that we might need to do tomorrow. But if we come back to the really intense sensations that might be coming up in your mouth, then that can get us back into the here and now, and that can give us a bit of freedom from those thoughts. So that's unhooking and noticing in one practice, just through brushing your teeth. You could also do yoga mindfully. So some people find going into their head works, so that's great. But if you're more able to tap into the here and now through body movements. Mindful yoga can be a really good way to do that. Or using 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So just noticing 5 things you can see, 4 things you can hear, 3 things you can touch, 2 things that you can taste, and 1 thing that you can smell. Or any combination of the above can help you just to tune in to what's happening. It might be about having a shower and noticing the sensation of the water, perhaps even turning it a little bit colder and really noticing those sensations that go with that. It could be having a conversation mindfully. So perhaps you're prone to a wandering mind when in conversation, but tuning into the other person, really listening, can not only be a mindfully beneficial experience for you, but it might enhance the quality of your relationships. It could even be something as simple as doing the washing up and just noticing the sensation of that warmth on your hands. So there's a few ideas and a very brief summary of acceptance and commitment therapy, opening up, doing what matters, and being present.